Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, and hello there, welcome. Hello there, Doom, how are you? And thank you very much for joining us straight away. Hello there, let's get straight on with those 5-ball attempts. This is where I wish I didn't have this cable. I need to look into fixing it so that I don't need this anymore, because this cable is a little bit annoying. But 5 balls, attempted twice. Ooh, not too bad. And second attempt. It seems jittery on screen for some reason. Not so good, that one. No, the blinds are closed. What is this? Hello, Ardo. How are you? No. Doom redeemed 2 juggles. It's not free, don't worry. We don't give anything free. Anyway, so yes, today we are going to be looking at the speedrun we did last Saturday. I wonder how many minutes of juggle you've saved up. Probably quite a lot, to be honest. It's probably quite a lot. Uh-oh. So it looks like there may be a bit of juggling incoming. Maybe. Wait, so you can't review a replay if you're in the wrong version. That is a shame. Oh well. 23 minutes worth of juggle, wow. So how many points have you actually got? Because is that with the 4-ball or just the 3-ball? That's the floor of the replays. 46.7k, wow. I'm glad I've limited it to 20 per stream of each of them. In that case. I do need to update my graphics actually. Now that I'm starting to go without the green screen a little bit. Save game. I want an editor version. Don't devalue your juggles. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm glad that I have limited it to 20. Which makes it kind of more valuable. You want to save them till you can make me juggle a whole stream. Well, before we juggle a whole stream, we're gonna have to make sure that the camera can handle it. You have the next 24k worth. Hello there, one online. But no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it up so that there is actually a I'm going to try and get, although there is a problem with getting more webcams now because they're all sold out everywhere because everyone obviously wants them. 186,700 divided by 500 times 15 divided by 60. Considering I was almost crying with pain when doing 5 minutes of juggling. Yeah. Laugh it up. So, 20 minutes will probably make him quit streaming. Nah. You'll probably just have me sat doing nothing for a bit. No, what I'm going to do is once I can make sure that this camera for example, doesn't break everything when I... In fact, I can't put it to full screen. In fact, that's a good point. Can I put it, now that I'm not on the green screen, can I put it to a higher resolution and it doesn't go bonkers? Ooh. That's apparently 1920 by 1080, but it's not. Oh, I'm fully on the screen. It's bigger than the window. Like, from here, there is actually that much extra screen that's off the window. Interesting. Although saying that, yeah, no, there is extra that's off the window. OBS is an idiot with the cam. 93 minutes worth. Wow. That's a lot of juggle redemptions. Let's have a look, see how poor this quality looks. Because if this quality is actually alright, we might do a juggle stream if someone can afford it. I need to come up with a number for how much we, how many channel points we need to redeem to get a juggle stream, shall we say. Properties. So yeah, it says it's 1920 by 1080, but I don't believe it. Also, the quality is a bit fuzzy, it seems. Or at least that's what it seems to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. That's even with sharpen. Not enough light. Well, let's just do a quick test whilst I've got you. Just so we know whether we can do a stream thing or not. Oh. Brightness. Da-da-da. How's that? I mean, I know it's way too bright with this bit, but if, for example, we changed it and we're facing that way, I reckon that would be okay. That doesn't actually look too bad quality, at least from here. Obviously, what I might need to do is put a diffuser over the window so that it doesn't just blind through. I'm unfocused. Need to get some British weather that's washing out everything. Now the light is not helping. Okay. I mean, that's something we're going to need to figure out. In fact, I need to put the camera back. Ooh. Anyway. No, I can't select it now. Oh yeah, I'm at 1080p, aren't I? I don't want to be at 1080p. It's too big. That's not right either. Well, that's really not right. Let's try that. Poopy OBS, yeah. I mean, that's a bit better. 2 or 3 LED table lamps might work, avoid baking under the studio lights. I mean, to be fair, my lights are actually just, they are LED ones. They use less they use less power than my main lights. At this point, ask boy for lighting tips. He's got really good light. He also has a very small room, which means that the light is very easy to get everywhere. Because, for example, I'm using the wall in front of me to bounce light off to me, so it's more diffused. Make a cardboard box. Sadly, I can't do that because that would just negate the whole point of getting rid of the green screen. At that point, I might as well just bring the green screen back. But it's time we actually got on with this. So we're going to go into the editor and we're going to have a look at what we had and see what we can do to either make it more compact, make it better, make it so that things are near each other that actually need to be near each other. I hate how much that changes the volume by just pressing it once. Oh, I know why. Nope. I'm at 2% of the volume on my music program, and it's still a problem. Okay, so straight off the bat, I can say that my petroleum was not good. I can just say that straight away. And I didn't have any light oil storage. Well, I had 8 in the end. Yes, it is way too low. I realised that a little bit later. But that's the whole point of this, is to see, yes, this is what I did wrong. How can I move things, change things so that it works better? You do 8 into boxes so you can burst. Yeah. Well, what I need to look at is spacing this properly so that I have... Hello, review crew. Hello, S-Dog. How are you doing? 8 gives you 1 lane. If you buffer, you can pull 2 lanes out of it. Ooh, nice. Alright, thanks. You know, working from home. Yeah. Very nice, though. I'm good as well, thank you. Just reviewing the speedrun from Saturday. Seeing what changes we can make. For example, I'm going to take out all of this plastic stuff because I'm going to change where it is. So anything to do with the plastic is going to go for the time being, or at least it's going to disappear. To there. More plastic, yes. To do blues and LDS. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm good as well, thank you. But yeah, I definitely did have a major plastic issue last time. Hydrate, by the way. So straight away, I'm going to disconnect the batteries, remove that link. It's still needs to get to there. So in order to mark these things, I'm going to put a little marker to say I still need to fix this. To reconnect, rather. Ah, yes, this was another thing. My solid fuel was very, very close to my steel. Or rather, my steel was very close to my solid fuel. More plastic, that's what you remember anyway. Can't hydrate it too hot. Ah, you got a good old cup of tea, I take it? Boilers. Just randomly there. Ah, now there's an opportunity. So I've got steel and batteries wanting to come down from here. I'll take that out. Make it so the steel and batteries start on that side. Makta today. That sounds, I don't know why I said it with a kind of throaty inflection, but sounds interesting. So I guess we could go down like that. Right, going straight into lurk mode, no worries. Thank you very much for lurking. Thank you for dropping by. Very much appreciated. I need to get these into a better place. So we're going to take that coil out. And it doesn't need to go up here at all if we are changing that to be down there. We don't need that, and we don't need that. So, instead of what we have here, let's take that out, put it down there, and then if we take that out, we can just go like that. And bring the coal line along. Good luck, you'll be back soon, no worries. Thank you for joining. I'm going to modify that in the mixer because apparently 1% is too low, but 2% is too high. Right, so that would be like that. We would still need to get plastic down there and plastic up there. Turns out it was just that song that was especially loud. I won't be too pleased. So we ended up actually having a bit of a weird setup here. Same with here. So I think I need to come up with a better way of doing the red circuits, really, and a different way of having them set up there as well. Because we seem to just have a lot of bits poking around everywhere. With them. Which I don't know if it's to do with the plastic or not. But I am going to go with the stockpile method. Right, that would give us a few things. Then you can output with 2 from the box. When you say output with 2 from the box, I want to stop that flashing at me. By that do you mean I can put 2 inserters on each box? That I could do actually. I actually could do. Oops. Ah, but what about this middle bit? There wouldn't be room. Unless I spaced everything out even more. Oh no, I know what I did there. I was about to say, did I not have blue science going? But no, I remember I dug as much up as I could, science-wise. Well, enough science-wise to stop it from running and using things. Afternoon deranged. It's going alright. Just doing some review of the base. Need to look at my plastic because I had an issue with it. Oh, I see. So you've got it with 1 chest for each of them. whereas I have it for 2 chests for each. Yeah, I do you not find that with only one... Yeah, do you not find that with only one inserter it doesn't actually output at full speed? Because I found that with only one inserter it didn't seem to get rid of the plastic quick enough. Sever that connection as well, just so we can actually check the thing. Take the productivity modules out. Hello there, Renegade. Why did I think it didn't? Oh, maybe that was with red inserters. That might have been with red inserter I was thinking of. Is there going to be a run? Not today. We're going to figure out how we can improve the base. Because we did have a plastic problem last time. So let's see how much we are making plastic-wise. We're fairly stable at about 500-600. Sorry, hit Renegade, but you know my run days are Saturdays. It's always the way. I don't do runs during the week. Although I might have actually had time. Also, Ardo, I suppose doing it the way you've got it does require less resources as well. It just seems strange. Okay, let's pause that again. Let's modify it. And just see if it can keep it with 1. Yeah, one. It can maintain 1. Yeah, 1 will be able to maintain it. So I might set it up similar to this. Obviously, snip it around a little bit. Get the right spacing and stuff. Have 2 inserters as output allows you to fake production. That I can understand. I'm gonna cut some of this and shuffle it around a bit. I'm gonna start basically afresh with this. Hang on, so if we're going to do this, we need to go like so. Like you've got it, although I can't see your picture. I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, that's basically what the same, yeah. Though I find it strange because you've got more going on to this side using that method. No, you got two on each side of the belt. Yes, you do. I don't know why I thought you'd end up with more on the other side. No, actually, yeah. Thinking about it logically, you are right. I don't know what made me think that. If we output priority to the right for that one, it means that this half can buffer. Just testing whether the coal can keep up. With just one inserter. Although actually I can just use blue inserters there, can't I? I can't just use blue inserters because I've got to get over the pipe. Cannot be having that. It's got to be in line. Good day, Pop. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. How's things? Do we have a surplus of any of these? No, we actually have a lack. But not of crude oil, nor of water. So what I could actually do copy and paste it, basically. Well, offset it and then paste it. Kind of like that. Oh wait, no, I don't even need to offset it, do I? I just need to get rid of the bits I don't need. For example, that would need to change. So if I take that now, and if I plonk it, like so, and instead make it do that, I've actually put that offline. Out of line, rather. Okay, that would then provide us with double the amount of refineries. Well, to be fair, all I need to do is bot it. I do also need to adjust the cracking, but I mean the heavy oil is being fully used, the light oil is mostly being used, but the light oil is mostly being used for solid fuel. Did I have another powerhouse? Oh yeah, I had my first one, and then I built this. Well, at the time I didn't need a solid fuel buffer. I was late with it, was the issue. So the issue wasn't a lack of... It wasn't that... Okay, so the issue really was that I didn't start the solid fuel soon enough, which meant that I didn't start making use of it. Or I couldn't buffer it, rather, because I was using it as I was making it. It was being used at the time. It was being used as quickly as it was being made. Not anymore, because reasons. And now we have a lot more light oil as well available. Yes, that is the plan. Is to do it at a proper time. The question is, where do I do it? Because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut that out. Just get rid of it, really. Because I'm going to change this. Because I'm a little concerned by that. Because if I'd placed that one tile that way, that wouldn't have worked. So what I'm going to instead do is cut that out. Get the bots to destroy. And instead make it so that it is there. there. Let's just clear that out a little. So I could have that set up. That's a lot of light oil. And then make it so that it joins at that side. Because that would produce an extraordinary amount of stuff. And I could actually move that over here. Oh yeah, that one doing the cracking there is a bit useless. I would be better off bringing that, for example, into this area. Oh yeah, I do have more. I did that at the time. That was just so that it was cracking the heavy down, but I did then place those out of the way. So I'm going to shuffle things around a little. Just turn the chemical plants off for a second. The refineries off for a second, rather. Yeah, then I could put it like that, and then that would allow the water to be at the same level. And then I could do that. To allow that. Let's turn that back on. Light oil is full. Hello there, Doom again. Bold V. I don't know what that means. So I'm not very clear on what that image is, if I'm honest. I mean, it's a Viking helmet and an axe. But what's behind it? Seems like a Viking. Yeah. The image behind it is very blurred, I must admit. Oh, that was coal as well. No, we probably don't want that anymore. We want that just to be solid fuel fed if we can help it. So I would need a better place for that anyway. 'Cause that isn't a real place for that to stay. We then need to join the iron and the batteries together. We have a serious lack of petroleum. No water? Why no water? Oh, that's why. Yeah, that might explain it. Oops, didn't mean to cut that. I meant to copy that. In order to keep the heavy oil low. Oh, there's nowhere for that petroleum to go. Or that light oil by the looks of things. That's more like it. Is the heavy oil going somewhere? Or is that just building up as well now? That's just building up as well now. Oh, I do have some lube down here. That was fine. That was enough lube. Never had a problem with the lube. Except when I had a problem with too much light oil or too much petroleum. And therefore not able to make any more heavy. So the issue with lube was the others, really. Cross. We'll go like that. How are we looking? These aren't running. Too much heavy oil. I never connected it up, did I? Hello there. Shikaloi. If I'm saying your name incorrectly, do let me know. Redeemed 3 balls for 15 seconds. 3 balls, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I cannot believe I actually managed to do that. For the full thing, including the mills mess, for that long. Glad I got it right. Doing juggling, are we? Hello there, JD. Didn't you spend all your points the other day? Oh no, that was Ardo. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's pause the factory. Okay. Let me just quickly make a new scene. Called juggling. Let's copy that. Paste that in there. You didn't spend all your points the other day. Oh, fair enough. Well, you're about to get blurry me, really blurry me. And I'm gonna keep my headphones on for it actually. Ta-da! The power of quick editing. Another 5,000 points. So how many was that? That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which makes it... Oh, how many? I need to shave. Yeah, I do. I'm at that strange stubble point. So 11 times 15, 15 11s. I can't do that. So you've got 4 every minute, and we've got 3 minutes 45. 2 minutes 45. 2 minutes 45? 3 minutes 45 surely. Because you've got 11. Oh no, so you've got 11, not 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, if no one had said anything about 2:45, I might have accidentally done 3 minutes 45, so you would have got a bonus. So we've got a bit of juggling to do. So I'm going to make it so we start juggling at a point that I can. In fact, I'm going to take precautions and pre-cool myself, because I always get really warm whilst doing this. 3 minutes, there we go. What's that happy hammer? Bop. Bop de schwop. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And yeah, the quality could be a little better actually. It does seem a little washed out. You'll accompany me today. I may have not warned you in enough time, but oh well. I just realised that I'm wearing a purple shirt and I'm juggling purple juggling balls. Yeah. Also, I actually realised that I had these juggling balls for more than 10 years now, and they're still in pretty good quality. So I'm going to say that's a win, but I do want to get some more. and I bought because I found an email the other day. Can't remember why, but I found an email saying that that was just saying something about buying juggling balls, and it was 10 years ago. Take care of your man balls. Yep. Whoa, no. We'll have to add a few seconds at the end. Nothing happened. I need to put this on a hotkey, really. And I could do with one of them fancy schmancy Stream Deck things that I can just press a button and it'll do it. But they're quite expensive. That would be more a personal preference. That would be a personal treat, shall we say. I'd quite enjoy having that. But it is a little bit out of my price range. If you're getting a Stream Deck, pay the tiny bit extra for the XL version. Yeah, that would be the version I would go for, just because it's got all the extra buttons, all of that extra stuff. Because it's 140 for the 16, and it's 209 at the minute for the XL version. I'm not running slobs. Streamlabs. I had issues with Streamlabs, shall we say. It kept on resetting my alerts and just pretending that I didn't receive an alert. So I swapped to Stream Elements .obs. Because it was just... Slobs wasn't doing it correctly, it was just resetting things. A week after you bought your Stream Deck, they started selling the XL version. That is unfortunate. Also, we have had, at this point, an extra 11 seconds. There we go. Oh, now I need to stretch. Oh, Blue Pikachu, you have to do it just after. Welcome, Blue Pikachu. Thank you for the... I'm not done yet. Let's get some different colours in there, shall we? Da, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. JD, would you say it's worth getting the Stream Deck then? Since it seems you have one. Would you say it is worth it? In terms of improving the ease of the stream. In fact, I'm going to switch back to the slightly better view of the base. We did descend into a bit of a juggling stream there. Yeah. Also, as far as the juggling stream is concerned, I might have to look into writing, into working out how to make it so that I can write an API or something that can read the redemptions of channel points and store them towards the juggling stream, so that people can build up and donate points to get club points together, rather. Or I could do what some people would do and go with X number of X number of subscribers equals 5 more minutes of juggling. Yes, and when you first got it, you used it all the time. Now after having it for over a year, I guess you forget to use it all the time. You have 3 buttons I use all the time. Music mic, mute mic, swap headphones to speakers. Oh, that would be so good. And record for normal OBS. Ah. Well, I might have a look at getting that. It would eat into my funds a little bit, but I do need to start spending a bit more money on improving the quality of the stream. I'm getting something that would help me with it, with the smoothness of it would be better. Those 3 buttons you use so often they have no dust on them. Every other button is dusty. Well, time to dust those buttons off. Using an older phone for your Stream Deck, using an app. My phone, it has issues, shall we say. Yeah, my phone has issues. I don't have a tablet, no. I do not own a tablet. I never really saw the need for one. Around to lurk mode, should be back later. Well, thank you, Ardo, and we'll see you later. Old phone, old tablet, cheap tablet. Tablets on Wish are like £20 for, well, crap. But it doesn't have to do much. Well, fair enough. But I think it'd be nice having the proper thing, wouldn't it? We should do a juggling off at some point. How would that even work? How would that work? Both on a juggling multi-stream, and then... In fact, I already know you would win. Because you can juggle 5 balls. I cannot. I don't know very many tricks. Use this program, Macro Deck Server. Interesting. You don't have your 5 balls. No, but you'd probably be able to use other things. Skynet, thank you for redeeming. Attempt 5 balls twice. In fact, do I have 5 colours? No, I don't. Damn. Let's go with yellow. We've barely used the yellow balls. 5 balls. Let's take the headphones off. Get a good distance back. And then we'll go for 5 balls twice. Could use the dog's Kongs, but they're not very regular shaped. 5 balls twice. That wasn't very good. Still, it was an attempt. Still, there was 2. Not my best attempts, but attempts nonetheless. And I just knocked something on the floor. It's all fine. So, I don't remember where else we had an issue. I mean, I know we had a red issue in general. So maybe actually just redesigning my reds setup. Are alcoholic liquids okay? I would say so at this point in time. Considering what's going on, I would say that's alright. Just not too much. Unless you're at work. Or working from home even. I would maybe then say it's possibly not okay. I'm with you, it's just gone midday. Nice. Midnight. Oh, midnight. Oh. I was going to say, I could have sworn you were on a different... you were much different time zone than I. Yeah. But yeah. Be sensible with your drinking, people. Friday just started. Nice. do I need to do next? I think I need to look at... I definitely need to look at improving my red setup, actually. Because that will do for a starting red setup. But it does need to be a bit bigger for the purple science. In fact, no, for the purple science, having those two is fine as well. It's then we also need to start producing the blue circuits much sooner. So we probably need to plonk down an extra one of these and feed a separate array of blue speed modules. And maybe an extra red, another red one for this. Okay, so let me just change these back to blue circuits, because that's what they were. And we have, how many of them? Is it 9? Yeah, 9. Factorio calculator. Kirk McDonald. Let's make sure the settings are correct. Oh. 17.6. Factory. So we want nine factories. I think I've got something in my eye now. Damn it. Damn it. Now you get to see me poking around in my eyes. This must be fun. Oh. Ow, that actually really hurts. I'll be back in just a moment. I think I've got an eyelash in there. 2 minutes. And I'm back, and I have the sickness. I did have an eyelash in my eye, and I did manage to get it out. It's a good thing I'm not squeamish when it comes to poking my own eye. Now I just need to get rid of the excess, the tears of joy that are coming from finally getting rid of the yarn ash after about it being in there for about 30 seconds. Right, where were we? Ah, yes. So, in order to feed 9 of these, we would need a full one of these to itself. Which means if we do actually just build another one of these, we would be fine. And because each of these is no more than 0.2, we should be good. Items a minute. No, it wouldn't be. It'd be factories of 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it'd be 14 really, but I think we rated it for. No, it was 100. Oh, it's the wrong assembling machines. So yeah, 13.4. So if you had 14 factories, we'd get 105 items a minute, which was what we got. And it takes 0.3 of a belt. So we would need, in order to feed the blues, we would need more than that. As far as plastic is concerned. And yes, we can buffer it. And yes, we should buffer it actually. But I think I might still add in an extra set of chemical plants. So let's just have a look. So each of those would need 210 plastic bars per minute, and we're going to have 4 of them, so that is 840 plastic. Let's have a look. 840. Oh, that would only be 7 factories. Hang on. Is my maths off? Also put my jumper back on. I'm a bit nippy now. Ooh. Oh, don't you hate that feeling when it doesn't line up properly and it ruffles the arms and such? Oops, I did something. It's all good though. It's all good. Alrighty then. So we've got plenty of crude oil. We're not burning it at any reasonable rate, even with all of that, so I'm actually very, very tempted to leave some of these just doing petroleum and have the slightly worse ratio. Although it might be slower actually. Oh, excuse me. In fact, it would be slower. And then let's think. Well, one thing is for certain. We need better copper as well. That was the other thing, I think. I think we left our copper smelteries too low, too early, and we didn't have a buffer. I think was the other problem. I think we needed to put a buffer in. So let's... I can't remember what the actual balancy one was. I can't remember what it was. I'll just go with the one I do know. Yeah, so we'd output priority to the right still. Then we would input priority to the right. To all of that. But that copper buffer I would need to put in much earlier. And also maybe make it so that that actually feeds like that. But output priority to the blue circuits. Bring that down to be used if spare. Yeah, like that would be fine. And that would allow any overflow to go to the rest of it. That would be quite nice to come up with a design that does not require so many little bits feeding in like that. Although with it like that, it means it's fairly modular. I can just stick a new one down if I need it. And I definitely needed these extra copper lines. These were definitely required. I think I might need to change my design though, because if I bring copper along this outside instead and have blue inserters, I would need less blue inserters. And I would be able to just go Oh, in fact, no, I'd just be able to go as the fast people do it. Because then everything would be going in the same direction. Missing repair kits. Just because I don't want that flashing at me. Oh, that'll be where I grenaded to get rid of the trees. It will, yeah. Okay. So that creates a lot of those, which then allows it to just kind of be fed incorrectly. How did I end up with that? Oh, I ended up with that because I had swapped it to speed modules. That's why. How many blue circuits went on here? There's tons of them. Do they get mixed at the end or something? There we go. But no, the main issue I had with these was the lack of red circuits in order to make the speed modules and such. And what I probably need to do is set up another red circuit maker and put speed modules like over here or something and just feed them directly in. So that's where my yellows were. I might actually make more yellows. Yellow machines, just to speed things up. Because I was waiting quite a while for the yellows to finish. Don't ask me why I'm still depositing these circuits, speed modules and such, but I just am. But why? Oh, I know what I could do. I could look at the science build and try and use the the sushi science that we came up with yesterday. Well, that we managed to build yesterday. That's a lot of speed modules. Let's have a look at the production statistics, shall we? See how many we're making a minute. 30 a minute. With a full belt of both things, we make about 30 a minute, which means we get 3% a minute. which is not fast. But we should be able to stockpile them at least a little bit beforehand. Same with the blues. Yeah. Yeah, so I think if we put a blue speed module thingy here, and then feed that in, that'll allow us to at least consistently be making them. And if we can start to feed them onto that belt before we're actually ready, before we get the research done for this, at least the belt can be full and it can just start straight away. Like the LDS we had no problems with. We had way too much LDS. If I know we had just enough LDS. I know we did have quite a lot of spare. That's beside the point. The other thing we could have done is fed it straight up, fed that straight in, and then we'd have only had to ferry the rocket fuel. So for example, could have had it, just because there's always a gap. Could have had it like that. Or rather, like that. Yeah, if we did it like that, it would stock enough in the 3 boxes. And that would be fine. And then we could just leave that. We wouldn't need these low density structures at all. Then if we have a similar thing for the RCUs, where we have basically the same thing actually. But have it like there instead. Oh, that actually takes a while to load up, doesn't it? So we would be better off having the double there rather than there. That would be better off just doing the whole loading there. So we could have it like that. Yeah. And then the rocket fuel, we're going to have to manually feed the rocket fuel if we keep this set up, because otherwise we've got to get it from all the way over here, belted all the way down to here. Which we could do, just don't know if it's worth it. Actually, it would be worth it because then we wouldn't be running as far. Yeah. I'm going to say yes, we would belt it down. Plenty of petroleum. Even though we're using it. Plenty of light oil. Got plenty of all of it, to be fair. The question is, can I keep it going? Oh yeah, I need to reconnect that and that. What it might be worth doing actually is running that up instead. Yeah, we definitely don't need more batteries than that though. So you can run that behind. That would be backwards. But at the end of the day, could then just do that and it would still be fine. This bit wouldn't be able to necessarily be fed on, certainly not easily anyway. Actually, it would be fairly easy. Just do that. And if it ever gets to the point where it needs to, fine. Not a problem. Is there anything we can improve in the starting area? The starting area was actually okay for the most part. It was mainly the plastic towards the end, along with the rocket fuel, I think, that were the main issues. Well, mainly because the plastic was slowing down the speed module production, for example. Oh, that doesn't work, does it? So let's just quickly throw that down. What was the time when I actually ran this base? It was 5 hours and 7 minutes. My personal best. And the main issues were I had a lack of power, I believe. I had a lack of... well, mainly I had a lack of power because I didn't get this online, this massive amount of power online until way too late. Yeah. So yeah, I had a lack of power. My yellow science took forever because I didn't beacon. I didn't do anything like that. I just put 9 labs down, 9 thingies down. What are they called? Assembling machines that were here, and just had those running. What I should probably do is put twice that amount down at least, and just put half as much of this, half as much in. So make it so that instead of putting a full stack of the 50 in, I put half as much in. Also, welcome Folly, 209. Yeah. And I did at the end have a bit of an issue with my RCUs being the slow factor, which is in part because of, well, which was mainly because of a lack of plastic, which I think I've now resolved. So at the time, I just didn't have enough machines making plastic, was the part of the problem. So I've changed that. I've redesigned this area a little bit with the assistance of Ardo Geek, who is, I believe, lurking. But yeah, that would work quite well actually, and it would allow me to build a blue speed module production there. So I could instead take this and place it, well, there, but modify that to be like that. So that would allow me to then feed it in. You've only launched the rocket in 2 different bases. It's still really slow. I mean, don't let that stop you, because I'm still really slow. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you for why. When I did my first speedrun, I had only ever launched the rocket once in vanilla, and that was doing the lazy bastard achievement. I'd only launched it once. I still got a time of 10 hours 59 minutes when I did it for the first time. I hadn't done any research, I hadn't watched anything, I hadn't done any planning. I just went for it. I then did that run, saw what was the issue, saw what was slowing me down rather. I then did a single planning session of a few hours where I said, right, I'm going to design this bit so that I have something to speed that bit up. Yeah. I've got better since then, don't worry. Everyone will. Everyone does if you just do it. But yeah, I was... oh, that's set up wrong. Oh no, it doesn't. But yes. So I did the first bit of planning. I basically planned out the starting mall. So like all these basic items that I'm going to need lots of, I planned that out. Along with the smelting furnaces for the first set of iron, and the first set of copper, and the first set of steel. That's all I planned. Doing that, and that alone, and then running it again, it shaved off an hour and a half. So it then took me 9 hours, 9.5 hours ish. So instead of being nearly 11, it took me less than 10. And then I did another planning session. I realized I improved the design slightly of the starting mall. I also improved. I then made a design for the blues, and then the red circuits. Ran it again the following weekend. Knocked another hour and a half, or hour and a quarter or something off. Taking me down to 8 hours ish, I think. 8-ish hours. Or maybe 8.5 hours or something. I then designed the next bit. Fixed something that didn't quite work with the bits before. Ran it again. So I designed I'd improved the red circuits, I think, the red circuit design, and the robot design. Maybe the oil, actually, as well. So I'd improved a few bits. How deep do you go when designing areas of the factory? Insert speeds, belt speed, kind of seems to take the fun out of the game for you. I mean, I know that 24 stone furnaces will take half a belt of iron ore. I know that 5 assembling machine 2s will take a full belt of iron, yellow belt of iron. Beyond that, if I see, like, I start off with just one of each. If I see it's not fast enough, I just add another one. So on my first iteration of this, I just had it like that, and I realised when I'd actually run it, it wasn't enough. I needed it to be like that. So I improved it. I didn't go into, oh, it's 432 degrees per second. We need to get 600 degrees every 30 seconds. I didn't do anything like that. Like all of this is just based on very general speeds and such. Like I've just kind of set myself a vague target of about 60 science a minute. 24 stone furnaces equals half belt of input ore. Yes. So 24 furnaces will provide half a belt. Will take half a belt of input ore and give half a belt of actual item, like the actual plate. That's a very handy one to know, actually. Whether you're doing speedruns or not, that's just a handy one to know. What was the other one you remember? The other things I try and remember is one offshore pump can power 20 boilers, which can power 40 steam engines. That's the other thing I remember. And one yellow belt of coal rather, is enough to feed 34 engines, so you can't quite have a full line of 40 boilers, like a double side of boilers, based on one yellow belt. But if you put in solid fuel, it'll be enough. I know it'll be enough because of the ratios that someone else has worked out. And I know that that can keep up quite happily, for example. But yeah, stone furnaces, it's 24. Steel furnaces and electric furnaces, it's 12. So, as long as you remember those, that's fine. Oh, the other one is the number of miners. It also makes a difference. So, a full line of 24 stone furnaces can be fed at a good rate, at the right ratio, with 15 miners, electric miners. So 15 electric miners will fill half a yellow belt with input ore, and you need, I think it's 2 coal miners for every set of 24 burners, but I could be wrong on that one. But that's roughly the ratio I go for. For every set of 24 burners, I put 2 coal miners down. That should save you a lot of thinking on your next base. Yeah. So if you have 2 lines of 15 miners, it'll fill a full belt of iron ore. No worries. If you've got any more questions, feel free to ask. Not counting the upgrades? What upgrades? Kosumigo? Which upgrades? Mining efficiency. Oh, yeah, not counting any upgrades, anything like that. No research or product or modules. Doesn't count any of that. Because that changes at every step. Every single one you get, it changes it. So it's pointless trying to calculate it for that. Unless, for example, I don't know, you get 300. Sorry, you get 30, 10%. You get 30 increases, 300 increases of 10%, and then you can just put 1 miner down and it'll do the job of 30. But at that point, you're going into different territory. You're not going into speedrun territory. But yeah, that it does. You are right, it does modify it. Yeah, you would need a full spreadsheet just to have all the different efficiencies laid out. Absolutely. But no, mine is more general. Mine's like, for example, here. I know that if I want about 100 red circuits every minute, if I put down 14 assemblers for red circuits, with 5 for green circuits, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the copper, I know it will make enough red circuits. It'll make 100 red circuits, and it will also make some excess green circuits. Good point, speedrunning. You didn't realise you were talking about speedrunning. It's in the title. But yeah, no, that's fair. But no, with I don't go into like the full deep dive of all the ratios yet. I'm not that good. my personal best time on default percent is 6 hours and 17 minutes. Who reads the titles nowadays? No one, apparently. No one! We put so much care into the titles. No, we really don't. I mean, we put some care because it wants to be descriptive of what we're doing. But no. Having that as a ratio, 8 copper wire makers to... why is that one not working? Alright, yeah. 8 copper wire makers to 5 green circuit makers to 14 red circuit makers gives you 100 red circuits a minute and an excess of greens that you can then filter off if you need them. You see, I would agree with you in principle, but if we take that one out, we actually end up at a deficit of wire. It's just at the wrong point. So if we get rid of it, we actually end up having less copper wire than we need. Plus, these two aren't running. So this extra one allows us to siphon off excess green circuits. And it produces about 30 or 40 excess green circuits, I think, every minute. But yeah, as you can see, we are starting to lower our quantity of wire. Also there, hello there, goodbye to Dead Biter. Welcome. But as you can see, it is eating through it. When you do a speedrun, what map settings do you use? You never seem to get coal patches right by your iron and copper. It depends. If it's a default percent, it has to be default. Basically, you can't change anything in the settings. They have to just be default. Which means that you re-roll and re-roll and re-roll until you find a map that you actually want. So, like, you can... Like, I think Anti spends about 2 or 3 hours re-rolling maps just to get a good map. And then his run will take less than the time he spent re-rolling the maps. But that's because he's in the territory of being really good at speedruns. So it actually makes a difference. Like, it makes a massive difference getting a good map at that level. At my sort of level, where it's, I'm okay at it, but I'm not fantastic. It doesn't make as much difference because I'm going to take longer anyway. So the few seconds here and there don't really make as much of an impact. I mean, they make an impact, but it's not nearly as much. Because, I mean, if you go to the speedrun.com anyway, default settings, you'll see me on the list. But if you go to... If you do go there, you'll see that there are only 6 of us that have done default settings on 18. In any percent, there are 20. I'm going to be submitting one to the any percent soon. I just need to get it to upload properly. So yeah, the default settings. With my sort of time, it doesn't really make that much difference. With Nephrons and Anti-Elites, it really makes a difference. But yeah, as you can see, with that extra wire maker gone, we're not producing as much red circuits from this setup. But with it there, we're producing enough we're constantly filling it, which is what I prefer. I'd rather have that extra assembler that's producing a little bit more than it needs to, so that we can produce a little bit more of the next one. Plus, these two aren't working. With these two switched on, you do see the difference. So, for example, if we start eating through that, it doesn't build up. Actually, I will wait until it has built the copper wire up a bit. But I hope that makes some kind of sense. I'm going to have a Mars, a mini Mars. Home. Okay. I'll let that build up a bit. But is there anything else I can do to improve any areas? The only thing might be to run this stuff. Instead of making the rocket fuel over here, is to run all of that other stuff over to the rocket silo. Maybe put the rocket silo up there instead. But run it over to the rocket silo, or to near the rocket silo, and then make the rocket fuel on site. Basically over here. Or we just start making it earlier. Either or, you know. But no. I think if I had set my plastic up properly last time, on that last run, I would have got sub 5 hours. But yeah, I've only done 6 or 7 attempts at default percent, and this run was my second attempt at any percent. But things that work in default percent, you can transfer to any percent. To a degree, you can transfer it to any percent. It's just all it really is scaling up the default percent and making it more compact, getting a quick base to build, all of that sort of stuff. So eventually, what I would like is to bring it all together and then be able to make full use of all of the patches and just make everything in a very compact area. But that is going to prove difficult. Cool, motivated to go play. Good luck with planning. Are you going to do a speedrun? If you are, do it. Maybe move solid fuel to the other side of smelting. So you mean... Oh, I suppose we are already bringing solid fuel over here. So it wouldn't be too tricky to actually just take it down there to there. Yeah. And the light oil, I suppose, as well, we could do the same. Now my inventory is full of junk. Let's just clean that up as well. Let's see what we can actually run this at. Because, I mean, to be fair, if we can start the rocket fuel early enough, like if we go for rocket fuel before we go for RCUs, for example, before we go for Oh no, because we do need... Oh no, because rocket fuel is blue. Yeah, so if we get rocket fuel going before we actually get purples going, it doesn't matter. We can just do that a lot slower. And it's fine. But we just need to get it set up early enough. We need to not neglect it like we did last time. But no, I think the main issue was actually the rocket control units. Because of a lack of plastic, which meant a lack of the other stuff. Core blimey. Well, that seems to have built up. So that actually took just over half an hour to get all of them. And that's more than we need. We actually only need 720. So if I scoop all of that up. Actually, if I kill the power to that, just temporarily. No, we need... I'm going to do a proper test of this. I'm going to cut the inputs and just let it work through it. Let's make sure it can clear out the blue circuits. Running in the map editor. Move. What we're doing is we are fixing some issues that we had with the last base, with the last run, rather. So we're in the map editor to allow us to actually edit things. Why am I waiting for it to be used? Just remove it. And then see what's left in machines. And give them that. The thing they need. Somehow that one has ended up with 2 of those. Oops. What? Okay, that should be the lot done. Let's see how long it takes to make all of the ones we need. So I'm going to put an infinity chest here, along with one of these fancy loader belts. So we're going to filter those. I'm going to need 720, but that can only actually hold 48. 480. Hang on. Let me get rid of those. Right, the test is ready. Almost. Because we're going to need 48, 480, 720 is going to be 34. So let's see how long it takes to fill that and how fast that happens. So I'm just going to whiz the time on a lot. Making sure I have a buffer. Of course. There we go, that'll probably be enough. Enough time. It's definitely out of the 10 minutes. Now let's keep that going. Get it as much out of the 1 hour loop as we can. $3,000 updates a second. Wow. That's impressive. We're nearly out. We might as well just hold on until it's done. Okay, there we go. It now doesn't exist within the last hour. Now to test how long it will take. So we'll have an input priority of the ones that are coming in new. Yeah, there should be enough in there. Production to about 40 a minute, 46 a minute. Does seem to wobble a bit. So we're up to 109. Um, 10 minutes, 150, 160. Wait, no, that's not right. Oh no, that's 4 minutes. We're at 106, 170. So we could increase the carousel size if we could maintain the supply. So we need to reach a 720. And over the last 10 minutes we make about 44 a minute. That's not bad, considering we've spent 12 minutes making nearly 600 of them. So it shouldn't take us that long to make them all, provided we can supply it with the necessary things. And there it is. So that took us a grand total of 17 minutes. How long does the silo research take? As in, to actually research the silo in the tech tree. That takes a long time. It takes longer than 17 minutes. It took me about 45 to an hour last time, but that was because of a lack of science pots. Which is why I was thinking I need to, excuse me, I need to basically just double the number of yellow science makers and increase the number of labs so that we can get it done faster. Or maybe I could actually just more than double, I could more than double the yellow science production and then vastly increase the amount of science here being done and use speed modules instead of productivity modules. Although that would eat into the plastic more, wouldn't it? No, just use productivity modules, but just have more labs. That'd be one way of doing it. Hello there, Ado. How are you doing? May you introduce me to beacons? Beacons, of course. I always forget about beacons. I don't even have a build to auto-build beacons. Yeah, that would be buffering the controllers. I did handcraft a few. I just can't remember what they're made from. Ah, yes, the reason I didn't have beacons last time is that I didn't have the red circuits because I wasn't making enough plastic. So I had a severe lack of red circuits, but now with this, it's not so bad. That can keep up, it seems. So yeah, I did have a major lack of plastic before, which stopped me making red beacons. Severe lack of red circuits is also the problem with your build. You're afraid, yeah. I think with this, now that I've modified things a bit, the plastic was actually the main issue with the lack of reds, because I had plenty of other inputs. The copper was waiting, the green was waiting. I was just getting very little plastic. But since it's geared towards default settings, you're hesitant to add too much to it. Yeah. I think I might need to redesign some of my designs specifically for any percent, like the red circuits, for example. Because while they can make 100 every minute, as long as they get the supply. Actually, no, I'm going to stick with that. 100 every minute, because then that takes basically the full belt of the copper wire. There's not much that can be improved there, except maybe direct feeding. But then you get into complicated territory. You get into very complicated territory, actually. Yeah. It's only 2:30. Okay. Right. Before I decide on what I need to improve next, I'm going to nip to the toilet. So, I shall be back in just a moment. And I will be right back. See you in a moment. hello there. I might get a Stream Deck. Being able to just push a button and it switch scenes would be very nice, rather than having to push a few buttons to turn on and off the camera and do muting and all of that. It'd be very nice. Okay, so I don't really know what's next in terms of trying to improve this, because the problem last time was the plastic. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten I'd done this. I reached a point in the run where I was just like, sod it, there's an oil patch here, I need a bit of sulfuric acid, I'm not going to bother running stuff over from the other place. Just set up a quick thing. That was the point I reached. That was the point I reached. Not sure there's anything specific, anything else specific over here that I can improve, really. I actually kind of want to leave this for the next run. So do the next run with this increased plastic supply. Try and get the base to this point again, because I've already worked out where everything can go. If I can get it back to this point, that'll be quite nice. And it should be fairly easy to get back to this point. I won't need to think about what I need. Oh, I'm very tempted to move that over there. Have the red circuits all kind of splodged together and just take the red circuits over there. No, I think I'm going to leave it at this for now. Do another run, see where the issues lie again. Not today, I will point out, not today. That next run will be on Saturday, 12 PM GMT. I will do the run. And then depending on what time we actually finish, we only take 4 hours. I'm actually very tempted to actually go straight into some Deep Rock Galactic or something. I really, really enjoyed Deep Rock Galactic last night. That was really fun. Like immensely fun. Yeah. If I can get it below 5 hours at the weekend, I'll be very happy with it. Turtles. Thank you for the follow. Good biter, dead biter. Welcome. Welcome to the Was Nation. Thank you for the follow. Just for anyone who is new here, I'll give a quick rundown of my schedule. So on Mondays, I play a modded multiplayer Pyanodons map that has rampant AI and natural evolution enemies. That is going okay. We have defenses up. We have started to finally control our pollution through the use of fastwood forestry stuff, which is good. So that's every Monday, 12 PM GMT until 5 PM. In the evenings of Monday, from 7 or 8, depending on what I have on, I will be doing some more RimWorld until late-ish. Blue Pikachu, no, we haven't got tanks because we are in editor mode. Now we have a tank. Tuesday is a community scenario day where we've been doing wave defense. Last time we did wave defense on the hard difficulty and we made it to day 26. Oh, on the multiplayer? No, we haven't got tanks. I see what you mean. Yeah. We're a bit of a way off tanks yet. I think, actually. Actually, we might be able to get tanks. We do have a seed for the wave defense as well. And we are going to try get past day 26. If we can get past day 26, that'll be good. Tuesday evenings, I will be doing some more Frostpunk, 7 or 8 p.m. start until late. Depends how we feel. Wednesday, I mean, it's 12 p.m. till 5 p.m. every day for Factorio. 7 or 8 p.m. in the evening if I'm going to do one in the evening. I should just say that. So it would be solo vanilla world on Wednesdays, where I just play around, do my own thing. Building designs, coming up with blueprints for balances, because I haven't seen Bilka's balances. Not properly. Or really at all. I've seen his 8 balancer. By the way, how do you stream? You've tried before but never worked. We do have a channel in the Discord, actually, for stream questions. Stream advice for all. If you've got any specific questions, or any kind of general ones, you can ask them there as well. But when you say it has never worked, what do you mean by it has never worked? But yeah, Wednesday was Deep Rock Galactic yesterday. I'm probably going to do more Deep Rock Galactic on Wednesdays, to be fair. Friday is a day of just an evening stream, and that is going to be Oxygen not included for the foreseeable future, except on the first Friday of every month. So the next Friday, that is not the case, will be 6th of April, and on that day we will be doing some Outlast 2, where we do scary stream with drinking. Doesn't capture anything. Black screen when you load onto stream, doesn't capture anything. That might be that might take a bit of figuring out, to be honest, because it can be very specific, that sort of thing. It might just depend on the program you're trying to capture, for example. You also have to set a scene, you have to set a source to capture, and all sorts. It depends what program you're using as well. But yeah, and then on Saturdays we do 12 p.m. until whenever we finish with speedruns. The illusion is shattered. I live in a room. Yes, I do live in a room, and I actually have a sofa in my room. You're using Streamlabs. It should be fairly straightforward to set up then. It might just be that you haven't set the window to capture correctly, or the window you've set to capture isn't one that can be captured by window. You might need to do game capture. It can vary. It can vary, but I'm willing to give you a hand to figure it out, certainly. Although that might have to be this evening after the stream. But how are you, Coyote? How are you? We'll try tonight, probably. You can use .cheat to look at things with creatives on. What? Good, just doing your morning routine. See you soon, no worries. If you do have more trouble, do feel free to ask. And I think since I'm pretty happy with where this actually is, and I feel like the cheat thing isn't a normal map. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Not in creator mode. Okay. Fair dues. Yes, with this design, I'm fairly happy with it for the time being. There are a few things I could possibly tweak, but the main issue was getting the plastic out. So as long as I can get the plastic out, I think that'll take me under the 5-hour mark. So I'm pretty happy with that. It is very spread out. But until I know exactly what is really slowing me down, I don't want to bring things together too much, because if I need to rip and change things, I don't want to have to rip and change a lot of things, because there are still major issues rather than just spacing at this point. So for example, I completely ran out of plastic because I just didn't have enough of it, because I didn't have those 4 set up, for example. So until I know what is really slowing me down, I don't want to bring it all together in case I need to add more, if that makes sense. Having them spread out would take longer to buffer up belts. Yes, it would. But the main issue wasn't that it was taking long to buffer the belts up, it was just that I wasn't producing it fast enough. I want to find where the bottlenecks are with production speed. So, like the major issues with production speed, so for example, lack of plastic, lack of blue speed modules, that was another one. Lack of blue circuits. Did you take a look at a spreadsheet for my run? A spreadsheet for my run? What do you mean by a spreadsheet for my run? Okay, how much do you need? How much you need of everything for it to work? Oh, I don't have a spreadsheet or anything like that. At the minute, my main aim is just to try and get it down to a level that's consistent. So at the minute, even all these small changes I'm making are cutting off massive amounts of time from my runs. And once I get it to a consistent level where I'm only varying a little bit, then I'm going to actually look at what specifically I need to increase to make it work, for example. Not trying to backseat game, just give some tips and hints. No, that's fine. I'm quite happy for backseat gaming. I think it's even in the tags. But I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But yeah, my issue is that I don't fully yet know what I need in the first place, so I can't make an educated guess in spreadsheets. So I know that I need 720 of each of the rocket parts with speed module 3s, for example. I need 9 stacks of machine frames for yellow science if the labs are prod moduled, and the yellow science is prod moduled, I think. Various other bits and pieces like that, but I didn't know those until I'd done a run. Like, I wouldn't know that until I'd done a run. So I'm learning, I'm trying to get information by doing it. I'm not much of a pre-planner of sorts, if that makes any kind of sense. I'm more of a do it, see what went wrong, try and fix that. I can't think ahead, in that aspect, in that respect, rather. The going in blind tactic, yes. Because I get to a point with preparation where I just go, I have no idea what I need. This is pointless. If I plan it right from the start and go, yes, I will build all of these, I have no idea what I actually need. I like to have general guidelines to what you need, the rest is done on the spot. Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I do now have my own set of general guidelines, for example, because I've seen, okay, for example, when I first started, I've seen, okay, I need to get a decent amount of inserters, belts and such early. So I need more assembling machines than I had. But I wouldn't have known that until I'd done it, for example. I know now that I can get robots up pretty quick. I know that I need to make about 100 red circuits a minute to feed X. I need to make about 100 red circuits a minute to feed Y. That's what we're doing for the next hour. Well, what I was going to do is actually just go to my solo world and do some more planning of the base, which is a bit of a contradiction of what I just said. But I'm trying to plan that as a bit of a mega base without having, other than again, I've not done a mega base before, nor have I really seen properly how to do a mega base. So, yeah. I think what we do is we save this. We then load a game of my solo vanilla. Did we go into the solo vanilla? What time is it? It's 10 to 3. We've got an hour and 10 left before my tea will be ready. In fact, what we could do, let's just have a think about this. Sorry, no, we've got 2 hours 10 minutes. My mistake. 2 hours 10 minutes. We can continue with Factorio. Do you know what? I've hit a point in this where I don't want to change anything else. I want to see what the next issue is, because the issue before was plastic. It's just a sheer lack of plastic, and that just completely stopped everything. That was the issue. So I don't know what other issues there were, because that was all consuming. We consider doing some saves at key points. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. That way where you can compare strategies. Yes, that is true. I've done a few early runs, well, a few early practices of this red and green, because this is basically my default setup, default percent setup. Hello there, Terminator. How are you doing? Welcome. I must admit, even though it's completely out of normal for me at this point, I'm kind of tempted to call it slightly early and then get and install Rust for tonight, or if Rust isn't ready for tonight, do some DRG, Deep Rock Galactic again, because I really, really liked Deep Rock Galactic. That was really fun. But I really want to play Rust as well, and it is on offer at the moment. It's 50% off on Steam. How's it coming along? Hello there, Doom, and hello there, Terminator, and thank you very much for that compliment. And I have been wanting to play Rust for a very long time. It's been on my wish list for a very, very long time. And I don't know, I just really want to play it. Was feeling a little under the weather, but it went away. Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad it went away. I've just been lurking a bit. Do it. Do it. Yeah. I'm going to go completely out of my norm, which I know is not good for consistency and such, but I'm going to go out of my norm. I'm going to end now, basically. Do a little bit of prep. I've got a few I've got a video I need to get uploaded. Well, I've got many videos I need to get uploaded. So I'll use the time between now and this evening to upload some videos. I'll also try and get Rust installed. And then I'll be back at about probably 6, depending on how far Rust is from being completed. I'll be back at about 6 PM tonight. So I'm going to throw my whole schedule out the window a little bit, which is not good, but I think it'll be interesting. Just to shake things up a little bit, because I'm quite happy with this base. I'm not in the right frame of mind to do any more with this, because I don't know what the other issues were. Chains can be good sometimes, indeed. Indeed it can. So, I'm going to say, let's end. And for the first time in a long time, I'm going to throw you towards Boy. It has been a long time since I've been and raided Boy, to be quite honest. So, he's not on. Oh, it said he was on for me. Has he... Oh, his numbers are just suddenly dropping. Oh, he just raided Hafalas. Okay, well, the timing there was... well, at least he went then, rather than before. Just as I raided him. Let's just see where we are. In which case, I might go ahead and raid... Let's go raid Greyhound Girl again. I think. Because she is doing yellow science for the first time. And is blindly doing it. Let's go say hi to Greyhound Girl. Oops, no! Cancel! No! 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 Ah. Why is that button so close? Meant to click raid. Ah. Oh well. Some of you will see me ranting. Some of you won't. I do apologise. Yeah, you probably have ad block on, to be fair. Or... I don't know. Yeah, you must have ad block on, or something. No? Oh. How strange. How strange. Anyway, it was a misclick. I'm sorry if you got that ad. Vanilla Google Chrome. Interesting then. Interesting. Greyhound Girl. And I'm nearly at the point where I can use the channel points to give her Greyhound a good treat. The best treat. So I'm going to switch to this. We're going to end now. I'll be back at about 6 PM, depending on when Tia's ready and whether Rust is ready in time. And I'm going to post in Discord as well, saying that I'm going to be streaming some Rust tonight. I'm going to see if Vega wants to play. If anyone else wants to join us, do let me know. other than that, have a good evening, have a good afternoon. I'm sorry I'm cutting it short by 2 hours, but we're switching it up a little bit. Stick around and we will use the raid. Oops, that's the wrong one. We will raid with the one that seems to have become a fairly common one for me now. I think I'm going to start using it as the raid thing. And that is... Oops, let me just get it right. That is this. You can use channel points to get the emotes. But I'd like to see some of those when we go over. That would be very nice. Very, very nice. So, make sure you've got your channel points spent on those. It's not very much. Just a nice way of saying hello. But yes, if you are new, we do have a Discord, as has just popped up in chat. Or you can click on the image down below and it'll take you to the Discord. We have various chat rooms. And we do go on stream with voice chat when we are doing the multiplayer games, which you're more than welcome to join in. They're not sub-only multiplayer games. They are free for anyone to join. We do have a server. Game over, man. Game over. I need to get the sound voice thingy for that. The sound bite for that. Although Terminator has redeemed juggle 3 balls for 15 seconds just before we go. So let's do that quickly before we head over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wait. And let's go and raid. See you in the next one. Hopefully tonight. This is a pretty decent view. Does this camera really work that much better? I hope it does. It seems better. It seems better. But anyway, thank you for joining. See you later.